What is it you do?
Um, right now, I'm mostly retired. My wife and I bought a health food store about 12 years ago, and her son and his wife are pretty much running it, but we're still somewhat active.
Hmm.
And I've been in the manufacturing business most of my life, and I'm an aspiring author and hopefully teacher of some of the few skills that I learned over the course of my life.
Okay. What are you writing about?
Well, personal development. I had recently the book that I contacted Julia about was is a concept I came up with a couple of years ago. A long time ago, when I used to sell insurance, the manager would say, whenever you're not doing anything else, just say, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now, over and over again. So for some reason, that memory came to mind, and I added to it, pick it up, put it back, write it down, and do it now. And I
Hmm.
started to use that as a mantra when I'm meditating, as when I'm walking or riding or driving or washing dishes. And it was really amazing the kind of effect that I got from it. So I had some friends try it, and they also were very positive effects. So I wrote this book: pick it up, put it back, write it down, and do it now. And
Hmm.
that I'd like to offer that to your listeners free. And
Uh,
all they'd have to do to see that. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Give us the place where they could get a hold of that.
It's um, deanaroberts.com.
Okay. Say that again for us, Dean.
Dean A. Roberts, one word.com.
Okay. And the title of the book?
Pick it up, put it back, write it down, do it now.
Okay. And is this a self-published or has it been published by somebody else?
No, self published.
Okay.
There's
No.
two other books that they can get for nothing.
Yeah.
So
Is this available on Amazon, for example, as an ebook, Kindle?
it's available as an ebook and as a paperback.
Okay. And how much is it as a paper book?
$7.
Well, then an ebook.
I think it's 3. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
that's good. We want to get that out so people know where to get a hold of what you've done and what you've created. So this is a book that you have been thinking about for quite some time now.
No, it kind of came on about almost 2 years ago now. This concept of
Mhm.
taking all the idle thoughts and daydreams and everything else and converting them to like and it also has even taken on some other values.
Mhm.
I instead of getting my just daydreaming, that reminds me when I start doing that, reminds me to stand straight because I've allowed my posture to degenerate over the years, and recently I've been able to improve it. And
Mhm.
it also reminds me that I want to share the things I've learned with people. I just started thinking, what do I got left in my life? I'm 80, and 8 years, 10 years, 30 years, I don't know, but during that period of time, I'd like to give back some of the blessings that I had received.
I hear where you're going with that. Uh, I'm 87.
Wow, you're holding up pretty good. At
I'm
least
so
what I can
too.
see anyway.
I'm into yoga, so we do yoga every week and that kind of thing. Yes. Just because one becomes a senior citizen doesn't mean it's the end of life. There's still a lot of things that one can do. And I like the idea that you want to share the wisdom you had learned by your experiences. And I think that's very nice. Uh, Other cultures pay a
I
great
think,
deal of respect to their senior citizens. Here, they want you to get out of the way because you're stopping them or keeping them from getting where they want to go to.
yeah. Oh, historically, the old people were the leaders.
Yes,
The
they were.
Braves were good for breeding and killing, but they weren't much
Yeah.
for making good decisions. So the Indians always relied on the elders in
Yes.
most. So I want to stand up and take that role
Okay.
and try to help the world be a better place.
if you could summarize in a couple of words, what would be a single piece of advice you would give to senior citizens?
To realize that even at this age, we can train ourselves to create a positive, powerful experience no matter what happens. There's always some good in everything, you know, and you have to look for it. Because even like this sequestering old people because of this virus. So that with the ability of this computer, you can reach out and touch the world. You can learn many things. There's so much, there's opportunity everywhere, and you have to look for that and be grateful for what you have.
Yes, that's good advice, I think. And it's also good advice for people who are not our age, that it opens channels and new avenues of experience for them. They get so wrapped up in being narrow in their focus that they feel that they forget there's a whole world there to explore and to learn from. I think the advent of the internet has been a wonderful blessing, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that. They think it's a curse.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. You know, like the young ones do with the thumb, or whatever they call it, with their cell phones. Yeah. So, yeah.
You know, Norman, a glass of wine at sunset is a great thing for anybody, but 4 or 5 glasses is a bad thing. This cell phone is probably the greatest invention of man in all of history. But you can abuse it and ruin your life with it, you know. And I'm afraid that a lot of these kids are not being supervised correctly.
Right. It's true with a lot of things. I think as we move forward into a more modern approach to handling things along the way, and if it gets some of the old things are good. I don't know. I'm a shaman, by the way, and I am a healer. I don't do the healing. I'm just a conduit. But we forget that the old boys had something going for them, Dean. If they didn't, you and I would have been the extinct species. And so I think there's an object lesson for us to not always throw out the old folks and put them away in a home somewhere. But there are things that they can do and be helpful. It's just one of those.
Well, I think it's bigger than that. I don't think that. I think that we shouldn't let anybody put us anywhere. You know, that I think this is a time where the greatest autonomy is possible. That I spent years and years getting pushed around by the environment, or allowing myself to think that the environment controlled how I felt or what I did. But at this point, I realized that I'm making all this up. So I might as well make up a good story, a powerful story, and take it to the world.
Sure. Very good. Okay. Would you like to add any other thing here before we shut this down? We have a couple of minutes to go yet.
DeanARoberts.com. Stop in and get a free book. You can get 3 free books. I wrote 2 other books too that I've decided I'm just going to give away.
Okay.
The first one is I'll fix my head before I'm dead, and it's about a 16-page biography of my history of my career in business, and the rest of it are just journal entries. I took a couple of years and I took off and lived in a trailer. And it's just some journal entries from that period of time about self improvement. I don't like the word improvement. The evolution, evolution.
Yes.
And the second one is a book. And the second book is a book of poetry called "Flowers in the Barnyard," and the subtitle is "A Few Flowers of Wisdom Mixed in with a Lot of Bullshit." And that is, and it's just, I have a blog I send out quite often, and most of it's poetry, and it's never more than 12 lines.
Okay. All right.
And the blog is.
Go ahead.
Oh, the blog is boneyardexpress.blogspot.com.
Blogspot? Okay, sure.
Boneyard
Yeah.
Express.
Boneyard Express.
Okay.
.blogspot.com.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Dean. It's been a pleasure having you on our show, and maybe we can work you in to come back again, and we'll have you read some of your poetry.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Norman. Nice to meet you.
Now.
Can you hang around for a minute, Julia?
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, wait. I'm gonna.
You have
stop
to go
the
for something else.